And it picked off the third baseman. Urshela was not there, and they call a balk. That's a bad call by Nick Marley, I think.
It's not a balk.
It's not a balk.
Hi everyone, Lindsay here to tell you why this play
Yeah, I don't think that's a good call, but the Mets will take it.
is actually a balk. We'll begin where we usually do, which is the rule book. 602A is the balk rule, and specifically we're looking at provision 2 of that rule.
It's not a balk.
It's not a balk. I think they're saying because Urshela wasn't holding the bag, but that's not a balk.
Actually, that's precisely why it is a balk. Let's look at the MLB umpire manual for the interpretation for this issue. There's a provision for runners at first and third, as well as one for a runner at second. Obviously, this is a runner at third base, so let's look there.
But that's not a balk. That's a bad call by Nick Marley, I think.
Well, they do this at first base.
What this interpretation comes from is the rule talking about how fakes to first and fakes to third are illegal and balks.
If the first baseman is not holding the runner on and the pitcher throws to first, but the first baseman's not holding him on, it's a balk.
That is the correct interpretation. Good job. If a fielder is not holding first or third base and the pitcher throws to him with runners, it is a balk.
Busting towards third base to make a play, but he was not, and like you said, just surprised by the play, and that's why the third base umpire called the balk.
I love when broadcasters read the rules. If the fielder isn't holding third base and you get the throw, it's a balk.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good call, but the Mets will take it.
You know what I'm saying, though? That's kind of how they look.
Well, at least one of the broadcasters got it right. We're going to flash back to 2008, old play, to show you how this rule works.
Pettit throws over to first to check the runner back, and it hits Richie Sexson. He wasn't paying attention, playing in for the bunt. So since Sexson wasn't holding the runner, that's a balk. First one for Pettit in 2 years.
It is considered a violation of the feint rule. They added third base to the first base part of this rule about 10 years ago. That's why it's a balk.
Urshela was too far up the bag, and that he threw to a infielder who was not trying to pick off the runner.
Again, this is legal at second base, but illegal at first and third. Thanks for the question. Like and subscribe. Visit us at Close Call Sports. We'll see you on the site.
Off the third baseman, Urshela was not there, and they call a balk. It's a balk.
It's not a balk.